Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are reading the Tarot and Oracle cards and we are asking what hidden truths need to be revealed. So when we ask for guidance and we're looking at secrets or what is hidden, these are usually secrets we hold within ourselves as blocks, blind spots, or perspectives that are slipping below our awareness. These are collective readings, so some messages may resonate while others may not. There may be messages in each group for you, or you may be strongly drawn to just one. In group one, we have the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. And in group two, we have the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I will also do a quick reading from Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights and let the message stand for you to take with you and possibly interpret for yourselves. Or if guided to, I will continue with a final word of guidance from the book. So take a second to pause and decide, or check the description box for numbers if you're drawn to numbers today. And I will see you at your reading. Hi group one, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what is hidden that's being revealed to you today. I already gave the cards a quick shuffle and I am reading reversals today. I will also pull a message from Wuthering Heights at the end. So I do find that books uncannily coincide with most of the readings I do when I pull a message from books. So we're going to get that for you at the end as well. But let's just take a look at the energy around this, and then we'll pull more cards and oracle cards along the way. I feel a little like, let me just take a second to just relax. There's a bit of a star and the Four of Wands reversed. The first impression that I'm getting is that you don't seem to realize the level of support you have around you right now. The Five of Cups reversed. We have the Five of Wands and the Nine of Wands reversed. Let's just get a little bit more to pull us in. A message from Spirit. This could be guides, guardians, angels, twin flame soul who's guiding you. Later, when different claws extend. Victim consciousness. Okay, group one, so what I'm getting for you right off the bat with the star starting things out is that, again, you have a great deal of blessings in your life at this time. You are more lucky and things are looking more auspicious, and you have more guides, guardians, and with the Four of Wands here, people in your corner that you may not immediately realize. And we're going to get a little deeper into this as we go, but right now the current energy is that I want you to feel into, wherever you can find it, gladness, happiness, joy, wherever you can find it, because that's the key, and that is what will allow you to access a greater vision and perspective around this. You may be blocking support in some way, especially with the Five of Cups in reverse here, that again, this is indicating that you have the potential to unlock a lot of abundance, joy, luck, happy experiences in your life, but that right now you just aren't really able to see it. Victim consciousness is coming up here, telling me that there's something happened in the past. You may be, we have the Nine of Wands reversed here along with the Five of Wands. Yeah, so you kind of expect people to fall short of your expectations in some way. You have been hurt in the past, and this has a way of clouding your vision, and also at a deeper level your energy. So often what we're doing in readings on my channel is we look at spiritually and energetically what's going on, and you may not even realize it. Like, you may be out with friends a lot, You may feel very happy towards people. You feel that you know, have that your social life is in balance and that all of these things are happening that indicate that you have some level of connection to others, but that, again, energetically, spiritually, there's something being blocked here, and it's an expectation that you will be hurt, and also at a deeper level, that guidance, whatever it is that guides you, doesn't really have your support. You don't always quite believe in that, even though you may have been led there. Later, when different claws extend, you're expecting to be hurt and you're expecting things to fall through. And this extends even spiritually for you into guidance, guards, angels. Again, this may be a twin flame who's guiding you from the astral realms, or some form of guidance that you became privy to and that you opened to, but that right now you're not really believing in. And so there's this energy of almost stalemate in your life right now, that things aren't really moving forward or backward, that you're just sort of hovering in this place where you can't seem to find momentum. And this is an energetic block around joy and abundance and support. I want to take a look at, if it's helpful, if Spirit can bring through a message of what specifically we're looking at, because sometimes it can be helpful, sometimes not. So I'll get a clear indication of if we're meant to look forward at what the cause of this is, or if there's something specific that happened. We have the Lovers in reverse. The Eight of Wands. I feel like that card's coming out a lot lately. I feel like it's been in like every reading since I started this channel. Happiness, the Nine of Cups. The Ace of Wands. Definitely very strong energy, like sexual energy. The Knight of Cups. The Ace of Wands. We have the Lovers in reverse. So this is definitely indicating that you have been hurt in love. And if you are in a twin flame connection, I understand that there are a lot of ways that people look at the twin flame connection. Primarily through these readings, we look at the spiritual connection, meaning messages that come through from the astral realm, signs, synchronicities, that you may have had trouble with love and relationships in the past. And if that's true, it may be influencing, if not a specific twin flame connection, spiritual and loving connection in every sense. So with the Lovers in reverse, but I do get, at least with what happened before, that this is strongly connected to relationships. Again, there's a lot of sexual energy here. So it may be tied to past experiences in relationships. And this is part of why you can't see the good things that are coming to you, the good relationships, the spiritual connections, the spiritual abundance that's coming your way, that you as the being who you are have the ability to manifest quickly, easily, that it's just a part of who you are because of who you are. But it would never occur to you to treat other people the way that you have been treated in the past. And because of that, you can't see that that's where sometimes your wounding is. You may still see yourself as somebody who gives the benefit of the doubt, and you love people and you're kind to people, and all of that is still true. It hasn't changed the way that you treat people, but it has changed at some inner level what you expect from them. And when this is at a spiritual level, when it even blocks you from guidance, angels, guides, again, if you have a twin flame who's guiding you from the other side or from the astral realm, it blocks even them. And what we're getting through this is that because of the loving soul and the kind heart that you are, you have an energy that can transcend all of this. What these people do has not changed who you are. It has not influenced you to become in feeling defensive or guarded. Some people, when they become that way, it's that adage that we all know that hurt people, and that's a cycle that a lot of people find themselves in. With you, not so, or at least to not the degree that you are seeking damage in order to protect yourself. You're still very open, loving, and kind to people. But what we're seeing with you is that you don't expect it back. And what we're getting is that you have a lot more support in your corner than you're able to see sometimes. But it is there, and it's beautiful. And also, if you are a twin flame, I know a lot of people, the traditional meaning of this card is, love, support. It's almost like a community around you, but it's also the 1111 card. So just remember that energy is there for those of you who resonate with that as well. And that is always there for you. And you may not see yourself as blocking it, but some of these experiences around love, that energy is kind of hanging in here and it's blocking a lot. So how can we help you move past this? Let's see. I mean, that work obviously is for you. This is a general reading, but if we can get some kind of an indication, something inspiring to leave you with that helps you connect with just this special power of just being a beautiful, kind, loving person. I'm getting the energy of you, if there's like an animal spirit coming in, is the deer. There's an innocence and a quality to you that is just naturally kind and loving. Despair, we have what is that, the Nine of Swords? Yeah. So this is going at a deeper level than you're able to see. But what we're getting, so we have the Nine of Swords moving into death, and that there is an indication towards some kind of depth work around this. I don't know if you are someone who does a lot of spiritual work on your own. If that is, this part of the message may resonate for you more because it's going into your own sacred spaces, your own meditations and visualizations, and actually doing some clearing work around this. For those of you who don't normally, there are a lot of practices you can do that can help you with this spiritually, and it may be as simple as, connecting to the light above, connecting with spiritual energy and just running energy through your chakra system. I am getting the sense that it is mostly held in the lower chakras, so this would be the root chakra, sacral, and even the solar plexus. The Ten of Cups, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. See, you are so gorgeous as a soul. Like, I'm getting this bright light coming from you. And interestingly, people who see auras are able to see it in you. Like, they kind of do a double take when you come around, because you have this beautiful soulful energy that just it like radiates from you. And if they can't see it, they certainly feel it. And so what Spirit is driving home for you today, you have the Strength card coming up, is for you to remember that in yourself and kind of see it in yourself. I would suggest doing some visualization around this as well. The Journey, the Fool in reverse. And maybe starting with the Fool in reverse here, again, I think that came up for a reason. This thing about the aura, allow yourself to see that in yourself. Even if you are a person who sees auras or not, your aura is there, and there may be a practice coming in for you to actually work with your aura, to feel your aura, to be able to send it outward. There's something here that is very expansive in you, and you have a natural ability to expand your aura very quickly. It's something that you yourself feel when you're able to do spiritual work, or if you're called to do that. If not, if you don't feel called to spiritual practice yourself, that is okay. This may be leaning more towards connecting again with friends, family, maybe just allowing yourself, when you're around other people, open your heart just a little bit more and allow yourself to see what they see, because people see beautiful things in you and they feel it, and you can feel them feeling it. And that's just something that's intuitive for you. Like, you don't have to do anything specific. You may also be able to connect with that within yourself through creative work. So if you're not a spiritual practitioner per se, I do get the sense that you are very creative and that you're able to connect with this beautiful golden aura that you have, and that it helps you channel specific works or create works that bring joy and happiness to other people, and that you're able to connect with that in yourself through that too. All right, so let's get some final guidance for you, and then we'll get a message from the book. It's interesting that we have Wuthering Heights today, because that is quite the tragic love story for sure. Tragic story anyway, some wouldn't really call it that, but incorporate. Children of Light, beautiful. Conscious. So we have our twins coming up again, if that's applicable to you, but certainly something coming through with mirroring, if not. If you look, we have the energy coming up and moving. That's again that connection to light, and also the ability to move light through yourself. I do get the sense with how the reading is ending that there is something bigger going on here than just what you feel. We have creation here in the flower again in this direction of energy. So again, this could be creative or spiritual, but that what this ultimately is leading you through, if you're able to come through some of these deeper wounds and reframe them, even if in just a spiritual sense, you can recreate the narrative of how like your own abilities around what you're able to do. So often when we have experiences of being mistreated or people not seeing who we are or appreciating who we are, and that's just a deeper part of our experience that may come up as a pattern, what it's ultimately doing is it's drawing in experiences where we have to grow through limitations that life is putting on us. It's almost like this drawing in of experiences where we're seen in a limited way that doesn't define who we are, and that it's ultimately a choice of if you let it define you or not, and that you certainly do not, and you will not. But it's just again getting at those sometimes a little bit deeper aspects of it that kind of still hang in either your spiritual experience or your psyche. Often they are connected. But with the twins here, if that's not directly a twin flame connection for you, it is this greater spiritual function of mirroring, and that often it's showing you a deeper awareness around your own capabilities. Okay, let's get a reading from Wuthering Heights. Here we go. So make haste, Ellen, she cried. I know where I wish to go, where a colony of moor game are settled. I want to see whether they have made their nests yet. That must be a good distance up, I answered. They don't breed on the edge of the moor. No, it's not, she said. I've gone very near with Papa. I put on my bonnet and sallied out, thinking nothing more of the matter. She bounded before me and returned to my side and was off again like a young greyhound, and at first I found plenty of entertainment in listening to the larks singing far and near, and enjoying the sweet, warm sunshine, and watching her, my pet and my delight, with her golden ringlets flying loose behind her bright cheek, as soft and pure in its bloom as a wild rose, and her eyes radiant with cloudless pleasure. She was a happy creature and an angel in those days. It's a pity she could not be content. Beautiful. Wow. So that again is coming through with the message that you don't always see the blessings and the beauty in life because it has brought you some hardship, challenges, people who did not see you. But Spirit sees you, and Spirit made that very clear today in both the reading and the book. And I hope that this has been a message of encouragement that will help you. I'm feeling guided to pull one more card. I don't know why. Let's pull one more for you. don't know if you're working on something, but I am getting the sense of connecting with an inner fantasy world, something that connects you to stories or an inner land of beauty, if not something that someone else has written, something that you know, somewhere that you either have gone, maybe in your childhood, or went to, that was a beautiful place that felt like it was in your mind at the time or your imagination, but that was a place of comfort and beauty that you went to, and you're being guided to go back there again, because there's a message there for you. So it really is a magical place that you either visited or that you remembered from a previous incarnation, if not here, somewhere else. And you're being guided to go there again because there's a message for you. So I would encourage you to do that. Okay. I hope you have a good day. Bye. Hi, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I am reading reversals today. The deck has been shuffled, but I'll shuffle it again really quickly. And then we have Wuthering Heights, which I'll bring back in at the end for a final message or just some words to send you off with to close out the reading. I do find that books are uncannily, when they're paired with tarot, bring through messages that are uncannily related or tied in somehow. So we will end with that, but for now let's get some cards, and we are looking at what hidden truth is being revealed. So in readings like this, where we're looking at what might be a blind spot or something kind of below the surface of awareness, or kind of skimming the surface a little bit, just always remember, as with any general reading, to be aware that these messages are for a broad group of people, and some things may resonate for you and others will not, and to just not force anything. Interesting, we have the Star in reverse. So the Star came up in pile 1 in the first placement as well. So off the bat, I'm getting that these messages, both groups, may be related in some way. The Star in reverse, the Ace of Swords, Four of Wands. Interesting, that came up in group 1 as well. Wow. The Five of Wands, the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. Let's just bring through a message from Spirit. This could be guides, guardians, angels, a twin flame who's guiding you from the other side, or from the astral realm, messages coming through. A few are raised for this at home. Sexuality. Okay, group 2, so this is very interesting to me. While I don't always read the same cards coming up in a reading as those readings being connected, in this case I very much do, because the way that group 1 ended was that after I had completed the reading, which is usually, the reading from the book, which is usually my cue to be done, I felt an intuition to pull another card, and that there was more that needed to come through. And now with all of these similar symbols coming up, I won't go on too long, just because in case you're, not drawn to group 1 for any reason, these energies coming up. We have the Golden Aura, the Deer, sexuality, the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands, all came through very strongly in group 1 with very clear messages. And now with all of this coming up again, with a few are raised for this at home, I do feel like the people who I'm reading for may have galactic origins, or what is commonly known as a starseed. So starseeds, the mythos around the starseed is that they are new souls to the planet. They've incarnated here to raise the frequency and vibration of the planet and of humanity. And for most of us who have incarnated on Earth time and time again, and we're still working through these cycles of karma, usually it takes a specific thing. It could be a near-death experience, a spiritual awakening, or dedication to a specific spiritual path, or some kind of epiphany where we open to those higher levels of consciousness and empathy, and we get on the path to raising our vibration. Many star seeds they come to Earth already open. So while they usually do come to a point where they experience their own form of awakening, that kind of remembering about their soul origin, they often already carry this high level of consciousness and just a frequency that sets them apart from other people in most ways. With your energy, what we're getting is that while you are empathetic, kind-hearted, we have the deer coming up again here, but you see the antlers? While you are empathetic and there's this quality of innocence to you, you are not naive. So you understand the ways of the world and you know how people can be. And what we're getting here is that as you've grown through your experiences in life, you've learned very intuitively when something, be it a person or a place, is misaligned to you. And so you're able to move very quickly from those places. We have this figure here stepping away. And this is something that you have a very clear and intuitive understanding of everything that's happening around you. And you may not even always know it, but it's just something that you feel. And you move through those things and from them with a great deal of grace that takes a lot of self-awareness for most people, but for you it seems to come naturally. And it's just part of who you are. And what I'm getting here with you also is that you have a very strong speaking voice. The Ace of Swords is standing out to me. And here next to the Four of Wands, I do get the sense that you have a voice or a timbre or quality of speaking that draws people's attention, that you command attention in ways that you may not always be aware of, especially, before you've connected more in awareness of yourself and who you are. You have this quality, I don't know, you could be reading to the elderly or children, singing or speaking. You may be a very strong orator. So even if you're like sitting in a group and talking to people, you have this way of just dropping these profound nuggets of wisdom that kind of strike people, and you may not know it, but you stay with people for a very long time. People remember you even if they've only kind of like crossed paths with you, they met you somewhere, they had this talk with you or whatever it is. They remember you for a very long time, and you leave an impression that you don't always know. And that's why the star is reversed here, I think, a little bit, is that you have this tremendous energy and power that you're not always aware of, but you are coming to that place. And similarly to group 1, if you did decide to watch that, there's a strong sense of spiritual support for you. The Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups is telling me so. You may still come across these challenges and people that kind of throw you off a little bit. You come back to yourself very strongly. You have a very strong inner compass. You know who you are, and you have a set of values and these strengths that you draw on almost innately. You're energetically just aware and intuitive, and you're able to draw energy back from places and situations that you're moving away from, that you no longer kind of need in your experience anymore. And it has a way of changing your path very fast. But the key is believing. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Swords. Five of Swords. Four of Pentacles. And the Moon in reverse. Yeah, so you are currently in a place that isn't quite matching, but what I am getting is that you're aware of it. So with the King of Pentacles in reverse, I am getting that this may be in a workplace. You may also have a supervisor or a boss, somebody who is showing you a lot lately about where you're moving from and why. We have the Two of Swords here, so this is this sense of perspective and kind of rising above. Again, we have all these clouds and unknowns, but you're very set and clear on your North Star. So even though you may be deciding where you're about to go with these energies around you, you know that you're in a place where you're not really meant to be there. With the Four of Pentacles, I am getting a sense that part of your learning so far and what this situation is teaching you is a great deal about personal boundaries. And again, your voice being an indication of who, how you connect with your power. You're learning a lot about when to speak and when not to speak. And for starseeds specifically, this can be very hard because you come from a place that is very honest and intuitive, and there are not a lot of filters. This is something that you're learning in terms of, I guess what you might call an earth skill, that even though your honesty and your intuition and your ability to just speak the truth as you see it is endearing to the people who know you and who appreciate that in you, what you're learning here is that some people do not. And there is wisdom around knowing what to say and not to say around those people. And you are a wise soul, coming back to the Deer here, that even though you have this quality of empathy, you are also able to know when to extend that to others and when you disengage from them. So while you will never be cruel, you know cruelty when it's around you, you see it when it's there, and you are able, with the Four of Pentacles here, learning about being able to disengage. So we have the fox here amongst the rabbits, and this is the ability to know when to, kind of how to move through situations that you may be trapped in. Now we have the thorns here, but ultimately there is the wisdom of the hare here, and you're going to move through it and from it. The moon in reverse here is telling me that you're just not sure how now. So I do feel in a general reading, I can't really pull that much through for you because this goes out to a broad group. I do want to see what we can pull through in terms of a message from your guides. This is something that you'll feel will resonate very clearly, or it won't. So this may be where the reading ends for you or not, but we're going to see what we pull through. And I just want to connect with your guides. Guardians, sacred sexuality. This keeps coming up. Sacred sexuality, sexuality. Incorporate again. Okay, so sacred sexuality, incorporate, and a new sprout. Mean and heavy. Whoop, got two. Mercury, that's communication. We also have the Kundalini energy coming up here in the spine. Fire of sacrifice. This is something you need to let go of, and somewhere that you're moving from. When identifying unsolved sounds, that's coming back to the voice. Okay, so what we're coming through here, again, very strong sexual energy, sacred sexuality, a new sprout, and incorporate. So we have the masculine and feminine together here. We have the masculine and then we have the feminine. Mean and heavy is coming up. I think that essentially what we're looking at here is that where you are now feels confining to you in some way. And it's confining in a way that moves across a lot of different layers. So this could be your sense of self-perception a little bit, so that when you come away from this place, you're able to draw back and connect with your energy and come home to yourself. There's something about where you are now that is at least in the way that you're meeting it energetically or how you're thinking about it. And again, this could be tied to a specific person who may be causing some undue stress for you. Where was that? We had the Five of Swords. That, you know, even though while you're able to regain your sense of individuation very quickly, there is an element of an energy that is putting a strain on that, and that you're having to come back to it's like you have to kind of shake it off over and over again. And the fire of sacrifice is telling you that there is a point where you may be leaving this soon, and you're going to know when you will be able to find your exit. Sacred sexuality is pointing me towards magic and energy. And we have that here with Mercury as well. So this is bringing you back to connecting again with cosmic forces, your guides. What came up in group 1 before was this ability to travel back to a place that you had been before. So this is a soul memory of a place that you lived before, and possibly an incarnation you lived on a different planet or in another galaxy. That when you're able to connect with guidance, which you do at an intuitive level, that is what will help you move through this in a way that is, you know, that has you move through things as you normally do. You're going to be able to disentangle yourself from this very quickly and move forward. And I think the message today is just remembering that to come back to guidance on this and your own sense of guidance. Readings like these can be helpful every once in a while, but essentially it's your own ability to connect with your intuition and the forces that guide you, that are very powerful, that love you, that believe in you, and that see you. And you will feel and be able to draw on that love as you go. Even if you feel a little lonely where you are now, you will not be lonely forever. You're just lonely right now because you're in a place that doesn't really match or align with you as who you are. But you're coming through it, and you're going to see very quickly that as you do, they will guide you in the right direction. So I think we're going to leave it there. And essentially the crux again here is just being able to open to connect with guidance through this specific thing. I think you feel stuck right now, but the message is that you won't be for long. You just need a clear picture of where you're going, which you may not now, but you have the ability to. So once you have that specific goal in mind, it will move forward very quickly for you. All right, let's get a reading from the book, Wuthering Heights. Okay. Oh my God, this is the same exact page. Okay, so this was group 1's, Make Haste, Ellen. I'm gonna read this page. Well, I said, where are your moor game, Miss Kathy? We should be at them. The Grange Park fence is a great ways off now. Oh, a little further, only just a little further, Ellen, was her answer continually. Climb to that hillock past the bank, and by the time you reach the other side, I shall have raised the birds. But there were so many hillocks and banks to climb and pass that, at length, I began to be weary, and told her we must halt and retrace our steps. I shouted to her. She had outstripped me a long way. She either did not hear or did not regard, for she still sprang on, and I was compelled to follow. Finally, she dived into a hollow, and before I came in sight of her again, she was 2 miles near Wuthering Heights, then her old home. I beheld a couple of persons arrest her, one of whom I felt convinced was Mr. Heathcliff himself. Kathy had been caught in the act of plundering, or at least hunting out of the nests of the grouse. The heights were Heathcliff's land, and he was reproving the poacher. I've neither taken any nor found any, she said, as I toiled to them, expanding her hands in corroboration of the statement. I didn't mean to take them, but Papa told me there were quantities up here, and I wished to see the eggs. Heathcliff glanced at me with an ill-meaning smile, expressing his acquaintance with the party and, consequently, his malevolence towards it, and demanded who Papa was. "Mr. Linton of Thrushcross Grange," she replied. "I thought you did not know me, or you wouldn't have spoken in that way." "You suppose Papa is highly esteemed and respected, then," he said sarcastically. "And what are you?" inquired Catherine, gazing curiously on the speaker. "That man I've seen before. He is your son?" She pointed to Harrington, the other individual, who had gained nothing but increased bulk and strength by the addition of 2 years to his age. He seemed as awkward and rough as ever. "Miss Kathy," I interrupted, "it will be 3 hours instead of 1 that we are out presently. We really must go back." Okay, we'll end it there. All right, I will leave that there for you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you at another reading. Bye.